As the vicious dog days of summer continue on here in the Northern Hemisphere, we thought you might enjoy some dog horror movies to distract you from the hellish heat, the terrifying thunderstorms, the deadly droughts, and the mad dogs. And while most of the dog horror movies on this list feature the dog as the antagonist, the last three have heroic doggos that we'd love to have as best friends. So, without further ado, here are 13 dog horror movies to get you through the dog days of summer. Number 1, Dracula's Dog, 1978. In the horror classic Dracula's Dog, also known as Zoltan, Hound of Dracula, Zoltan, a loyal and fearsome Doberman pinscher whose master is the notorious Count Dracula, is resurrected when unwitting travelers disturb his master's remains. This supernatural pooch shares Count Dracula's thirst for blood, and he embarks on a chilling quest to find a worthy successor for his vampiric lineage. With a plot full of eerie intrigue and a canine twist on the Dracula mythos, Zoltan, Hound of Dracula, aka Dracula's Dog, is a hidden gem, and perfect for the dog days of summer. Number 2, The Breed, 2006. Imagine a remote island overrun by genetically modified, highly aggressive dogs. That's the thrilling premise of The Breed. When a group of friends, starring Michelle Rodriguez, takes a vacation on this seemingly idyllic island, they soon discover that paradise has turned into a nightmare. Ferocious dogs are on the hunt, and the group must band together to survive. Filled with suspense and unexpected turns, The Breed will leave you on the edge of your seat. Number 3, The Pack, 1977. The Pack packs a punch of terror as a pack of feral dogs terrorizes a remote Australian town, and Joe Don Baker. MST3K fans rejoice. The suspense builds as the relentless dogs wreak havoc on unsuspecting residents, leaving a trail of fear in their wake. When the pack targets a family living on the outskirts, a battle for survival ensues. This nail-biting dog horror film is guaranteed to make you think twice before taking a stroll in the woods. Number 4, Cujo, 1983. Come on, you knew Cujo was going to be on this list. It's a classic for a reason, and when it comes to dog horror movies, we couldn't leave 1983's Cujo out. So prepare to be terrified by the St. Bernard from hell. Cujo follows the chilling story of a lovable dog turned rabid monster after being bitten by a bat. When a mother, played by HorrorFam.com Horror Hottie Award winner Dee Wallace, and her young son become trapped in their car during a heat wave, dog days indeed, Cujo, once a friendly pet, becomes their worst nightmare. Number 5, Man's Best Friend, 1993. If your name's Ali Sheedy, you could argue that Max belongs in the good boy section of this list, but things don't go well for most folks who cross this dog's path. Man's Best Friend is the story of an ambitious reporter who befriends a genetically modified dog, Max, while investigating a shady scientific laboratory. Max, with his heightened intelligence, is initially a marvel, but his true, highly aggressive colors begin to show. When Max becomes increasingly overprotective, chaos ensues, and Ali Sheedy's kind-hearted reporter finds herself in a fight for survival. Bonus! Near Dark and Aliens Lance Henriksen is fabulous as the mad scientist engineering Max's terrifying genetic enhancements. Number 6, Devil Dog, The Hound of Hell, 1978. In this chilling tale, a family unknowingly adopts a puppy possessed by a devilish force. As the dog's sinister nature becomes apparent, the family must confront the evil within their home. This made-for-TV dog horror movie had a unique take on the genre and is fun for anyone who has a dog-like love for cheese. Number 7, The Boneyard, 1991. Phyllis Diller and her pet poodle are possessed by ancient demons and run amok in a ludicrously castle-like mortuary, terrorizing a hard-boiled detective and his depressed psychic partner. Need we say more? A combination of humor and chills, The Boneyard, and Baby Cakes, the possessed poodle, will give you something to talk about for many summers to come. Number 8, White Dog, 1982. If you're looking for something more serious, White Dog delves into a psychological horror story with thought-provoking themes. When a young actress accidentally hits a white German Shepherd with her car, she takes the injured dog home, unaware of its dark past. The dog turns out to be trained to attack black people, setting off a chain of truly horrifying events that explore the nature of racism and fear. This thought-provoking, feel-bad dog horror movie will leave you contemplating its implications long after the credits roll. Number 9. Baxter, 1989. Baxter takes a unique approach to the dog horror movie genre by telling the story from the dog's perspective. Baxter, an intelligent and philosophical bull terrier, observes the dark side of human nature while residing in different households. As he continually searches for the perfect owner, Baxter resorts to drastic measures, leaving a trail of eerie happenings in his wake. And let's be honest, having all of Baxter's internal monologuing be in French makes this pup seem even more deep. Number 10. The Omen, 1976. The Omen may not be solely about dogs, but what do most people remember about this 1976 classic horror film? The dog attack scene in the cemetery. Antichrist Damien's hellhound Rottweiler was so deeply, iconically terrifying that he gave the entire breed a bad name for decades. After audiences first witnessed him and his demonic pack brutally attack beloved veteran actors Gregory Peck and David Warner. Number 11. Bad Moon, 1996. Originally a novel, Thor by Wayne Smith, Bad Moon's protagonist and primary hero is a dog. When Michael Perret is bitten by a werewolf, he returns home to his sister, nephew, and their loyal German Shepherd. Although the list of suspects in the case of this werewolf story is a list of 1, naturally, Thor is the only one smart enough to know what's going on. He's the final good boy. This action-packed dog horror movie finally settles why dog is greater than wolf and has some great practical effects for the inevitable werewolf transformation sequence. Number 12. Frankenweenie, the 2012 version. Perfect for younger horror movie fans, Tim Burton's Frankenweenie is the heartwarming tale of the unconditional love between a boy and his dog. When young Victor loses his beloved pet, Sparky, he uses science to bring him back to life. But, as with any mad scientist story, things take a spooky turn. In a quirky and endearing way, Frankenweenie reminds us that a dog's unstoppable loyalty can even defy death itself. Plus, the stop-motion animation is absolutely next level. It's a must-see. Number 13. The Voices, 2014. In this hilariously twisted horror comedy, Jerry, Ryan Reynolds, is a seemingly normal guy, except for one tiny detail. He hears voices. More specifically, he hears his pets' voices. And when Jerry starts doing some pretty gruesome stuff, his pets become witness to his madness. Bosco the dog's there, being all cute and angel on the shoulder, voice of reason, while Mr. Whiskers, the stereotypically sinister feline, encourages Jerry to embrace his chaotic dark side. The Voices is a roller coaster of horror, dark humor, and psychological thrills. Ryan Reynolds nails his role, his best performance, showing us both the sympathetic and terrifying sides of Jerry's character. So, which of these dog horror movies will you watch first? Whether it's bone-chilling tales of dogs turned monsters or heartwarming stories of loyalty and bravery, these 13 dog-themed horror movies are sure to keep your tail wagging during the dog days of summer. Though we highly recommend utilizing doesthedogdie.com, a must-have resource for any animal-loving horror fan if you want to know the, sometimes grisly, fates of the furry leads of these dog horror movies in advance. Let us know who your favorite horror movie dog is, or if you're more of a cat person, feel free to write us a follow-up post on the best cat horror movies. I'm always taking guest submissions. So, until next time, this has been Lauren Spear of HorrorFam.com. Thank you for watching.